Through the process of the preliminary task, I have learnt about the 4 continuity editing techniques. I have used all of them in my opening sequence to show my full understanding. I started with eyeline match, where you see Becky looking down, then the audience sees that she's pregnant looking at her stomach. I used eyeline match in the preliminary task when Heidi looks down, then sees the letter addressed to her. I mostly use match on action, when Becky walks to her dressing table, the mum and the boyfriend walk out of the room, and when Becky walks out of the door. I have greatly improved on this technique from my preliminary task, where I struggled to keep to the 180-degree rule. I have learnt from my mistakes, and I believe my editing skills have really improved since. Shot reverse shot is a film technique where one character is shown looking at another character, and then the other character is shown looking back at the first character. Since the characters are shown facing in opposite directions, the viewer assumes that they are looking at each other. I use this technique a lot, especially when the characters were having conversations. This helps to convey emotions and feelings and reactions to what each other are saying. This is particularly useful in my film because the characters don't agree with each other, so you get to see the raw emotions in their faces. This technique links to the 180-degree rule. When you're filming the characters looking at each other, if you film on different sides of the 180-degree rule, then it doesn't appear that they are looking at each other, so this can be misleading and confusing to the audience, which I learnt from during the preliminary task. So I paid particular attention to make sure that my characters looked like they were talking to each other. Also, the mise-en-scène was clearly a school hall, which looked unrealistic of the situation and very unprofessional. So when it came to filming my opening sequence, I paid close attention to everything. I have addressed these issues in more detail in question 1. Also, the audio is very unpredictable in places, where it is very loud, then too quiet. I also had to redo some of the voiceovers, which caused the picture and sound to not match up. This gave an unfinished effect. Since then, I have made sure that the audio being spoken clearly matches the images being presented.